Hello, and on this video we'll be setting up this character on screen, this gunslinger bunny, something like that. And we'll be mostly spending time because this is the most complicated character so far out of all the videos we'll be looking at. More complicated than the Viking or that little funny hat thing we did in the previous video. This character is made up of different parts. You can see here we have, let's go over them one by one. So draw order, there's the hair, there it is, there's the cloth there, that thing, the body, come on body, there we go, the eyes, sclera and the iris, the neck and the head. And I'll have to be going through each one of these now and create meshes for each one. And once I do the meshes for each one, for the hair, for the head, for the neck, for the body and the cloth there, then I'll have to do some rigging and some weighting and then animate it in a slight, idle pose, like ready, a gunslinger ready to, on a standoff sort of thing. So there'll be a lot of cutting up, creating meshes in this video and maybe waiting, which means there'll be lots of segments which are going to be sped up. One thing you're going to notice when I'm working is I've been thinking about this. I haven't done any tries yet. I'm going blind into this, but because this character, the way it's drawn, has these dark outlines, I don't want these to stretch. So not only will I be creating an edge going around, I'll also be doing one on the inside of the line to keep it steady. If and ever there's going to be in deformation. So for example here, if I only cut the head on the outside and then start moving the eyebrow, have a little, have an influence around the eyebrow, then as I move these points, they're going to stretch all the way to the end. And I need to create a safety zone on the inside of the line so it doesn't deform the outline. And that's another reason why the way I drew this character, besides the outlines which are black, everything else is just one solid color. So we don't really care about the stretching. So I'm going to go ahead, before I go ahead, let me just explain. The hair, I'm going to try and sort of do that to have a bit of a wind blowing, so it's slightly moving. The reason I have the neck separately is because I want to isolate these little parts here and have them slightly moving, because I do want to have a wind effect coming in from the left side of the screen to the right, just a slight little wind effect. Because I do plan later on, once I animate these, to export the frames and maybe put them in a scene, like a Western style scene, and have a bit of wind blowing, maybe one or two tumbling weeds going past. So I want the character, also the cloth, what's this part? Not the neck, the collar here, these little things, and the cloth here to sort of be going with the wind. All right. So time to speed up this video, and I'll start off with the head and create a mesh. Once I do save this project, give it a name. I'm going to save it in, it's number 14, copy the library, and I'm going to name it Gunslinger. All right, so we're going to name it Gunslinger, it's ready, and make sure I've got the right file, head, mesh, and begin. I'll be back once the cutting up is done. Okay, I've made an edge, and now I'm going to go on the inside and add all those extra points I mentioned to make sure I keep the outline safe. And then I'm going to go around each eye, the eyebrow, the nose and the mouth, maybe even this little thing here. Make influence zones for that, and maybe for the ears. So let's continue. Let me just hide the hair, have it in the way, we don't need that. Also hide the neck, just to make sure I can focus on the head, and I'll continue with that. Okay, I'm back, and some of you might have noticed that one thing I was checking out was to make sure there's a proper line always around each zone of influence. I want to make sure there's no triangles popping in and out. Make sure there's a proper line, like there's there around the mouth, the nose. Over here, that's a proper line. Yep, that's going to scale there. Let me hide the eyes also. No, not that. The sclera and the, yep, there you go. That's it. So let me hit save, and the next thing I'm going to do is work on the body. Now, what do I want to do here? I'm going to go around, cut it, and just like you know, put a few points here on the shoulders. It's going to be slightly just a bit of bending here, because we're not going to have a big great movement. We're going to have just a simple, you know, gunslinger standing there and like slowly arms moving a little bit. So just a few points here, a bit here on the elbow, maybe one or two on the wrist, maybe not. I might have a few cut around here because I'm going to have all fingers together and, you know, moving together, and the thumb, do a bit of work there, and slightly just go away around. Maybe have one or two here for the waist, and then around the knees and the ankles. Let me hide the cloth also. I need to focus on the body. All right, so I'll be back. I'll start work on the body now. Okay, and I'll stop there with the body. We'll see if this works. What's this here? So we have, oh, I don't want to see a canvas. Now, we did the body, we did the head. Let's go for the hair. Okay. Hit save, and time to do the hair. Okay, see you soon. Okay, there goes the hair. Looks like this video is going to be all about just cutting up meshes. Let's see. What's left? Oh, this little cloth thing here. Why? Because let's make that. Okay, that was easier. That one was easier because I just had a point. It was already nicely done. Oh, hello. Oh, there it is. Thought I lost it. What's left? I don't need. And the neck part. I call it neck, but it's the collar. Okay, so let me see how I'm going to do this. This is going to be a hard one because what I need to keep this all steady around here and just make this one work. So it's going to be a lot of cutting on this one. Let's go. And that's done. Now this one's going to be tricky because I was looking at the neck and I was going like, I need to animate these, but I might need to make the neck move, you know, left and right a bit. So I was really trying hard to clean up, make sure I keep all the lines isolated and then work on them. And one thing that occurred to me was like, because I'm actually working with a very symmetrical character, I wish, does DragonBones actually have a feature? It would be nice if you could tell it like this image is symmetrical and whatever I cut on one side, could do it automatically on the other. That would have been awesome for symmetrical character artwork for meshes. Anyway, so it's done. We'll keep the eyes hidden for now. We don't need them. And everything else is there. Let me just save. So what's next needed is for me to make a skeleton. Now it's going to be very simple. We're not going to have hardcore, very big movements. We're going to have simple movement, just like a bit of breathing in the hands, wobbling up and down. It's more about the hair. It's a subtle movement of the idol as the character's waiting there with its arms going, you know, like in cartoony feel, a bit up and down. Maybe the hand sort of clenching a bit. Is that the word? You know, like going in and out a bit. And the cloth and the hair moving. So now I need to make a skeleton. So we know we need the hip. I'm going to hide the cloth for now. I don't need it because it's going to be later on attached. So the hair has its own thing and the cloth has its own thing later. So what I need to work on is with the body and the head. The rest attach onto it. So I'm going to need a hip, of course. I'm not going to have much movement. And then the body. Okay, up to here. And then I'm going to need, so I said hip, body, and the neck. And possibly, come on neck. Isn't there a button I can press so it just automatically aligns? No, it doesn't. Okay, and then one for the head, like that. Good. And while we're there at the head, we're going to have the ears. Now the ears I'm going to have double ones because I want to have a bit of a wobbly nice move to them. So they're going to be like from here to here, and here to here, and back to the head. Again, something similar from here to here and here to here, right? I'm also going to attach on the head later on. We're going to have the eyes. It's going to be, we're going to do like we did with the tentacle exercise. So we're going to have that for the eye, this for the other eye, this for the brow, because we're just going to be moving it around. There's not going to be much deformation really. Now, do I want to do the mouth a bit? How would I do the mouth? If I wanted to smile, I'm going to add 3 points. Well, I'm going to have one here for the nose, just to, if it needs to twitch a bit, and just move that like that. Doesn't matter where it is, I'm going to move it. But for the mouth, what should I do for the mouth? Should I do 2 coming out and then move them? Or should I just do points? Because I've got the bone in the middle now, it's bothering me. I'm going to try and do this. Like that. And then back. No, that's silly. I'm going to try for the mouth to have 1 point there. No, I can't. That's in the way. I'll come back to that later. I have to think about that. So let's continue. Back to the torso. We have the... Now, do I want to have shoulders going up and down? And if I am going to do it, am I going to have a bone here moving? Or am I going to just move the bone up and down and have influence it? Because if I do this, then if I can move the bone up, I can influence a bit. Yeah, I'll do it like that. So that goes down to there. Stop. Let's go back to the torso. I go there to there. And from there to there. Right. Now, for the hands, we know we're going to have this part. I'm not really going... I am going to. So I'm going to need... I'm going to have one big bone like this for the hand so I know what's going on. And then I'm going to have just a slight one. No, I'm not. I'm going to have this and then one like this here. And I'm going to slightly move and have just a bit of influence on it. And from here, I'm going to have maybe... Yeah, just a bit. This is so small. I'm going to try and do it with a very minimal way. Like that and like that. And then back to here like that. Just going to try and keep it very simple. Right. So we go back to the hips now. And we have to work on the legs. So the legs, it's going to be very little movement. But the bone is somewhere here. It goes to the knee. And I have to bring it slightly in. Here. And we're not going to move anything else, are we? But I need to put something down there to keep things steady. Now, how do I do that? I'm going to... Because if that bends, if that character bends up and down, and these bones are touched there, they're going to move. So I need to have a sort of foot like this. Doesn't matter. Just to keep things steady. I'm going to put one down. So this should go all the way there. I'm going to keep that there. And try to keep that steady. Right. I'm going to do that there to there. Then inwards to there. And then again, just that there. So I have somewhere to assign the points. And I'm still worried about the mouth because I'm thinking... If it's a very cartoony way, what happens if I just put one bone and I can either just rotate it and scale it a bit in? You know, if I just put one bone, I'm going to put 2. I'm going to have one little bone. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have one little bone like that there for the middle part of the mouth. And then one like that there. This is not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to do it with points like this. That and that. 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 And that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it with points. There it is. And save. And now comes the hard part where I'm going to have to speed the video up again. And I'm going to rename everything. And then I come back. And I'm going to weight it. And then we'll see what we've done. Oh. And then we're going to add the hair and the cloth and do extra weighting for that. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and name all these. And you know what? I'm not going to name them because I don't really care. I'm just going to add IKs and do work. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let's turn on the hair now. No, let's go and select the body. and say right away, I want you, add bones. Let's start. Yeah. I want you to be assigned, let's click on all of them. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Did I select that? That one, there we go. That, and that. Come on, there you are. And 1, 2, 3, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Now, do I need to add? I'll add the neck, and the worst that can happen, I'll just have 0 influence on it. Right click. Let's see what happened. Let's have a look what happened. It's still calculating. Did I crash DragonBones? Let's hit it. Okay, it's weighted. And of course, we're going to have a laugh now, because if I select this and go to posing, everything goes all over the place. And that's the part where we have to go and work on influence. And that's a whole nother video. So what I'm going to do for this video, looking at the time as it's running, and I'm thinking about, I'm going to speed things up. This might turn into a 20-minute video. So I'm going to go ahead and now do the head. And then spend another one. Oh, we'll see. This is going to take a while. So, head video. The head, the head, I select head. Come on. Come on, head. And add bone to bind. And we're going to go. We want. Yes, the neck we need it definitely. No, we don't need it one bit. We need the head. And we need the eyes, and that, and that, and that, and the nose, and the 4 little mouths. Come on. And the ears. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right click. Let's see what we've done now. Okay. This is going to be easy for me to do. This is very similar to the, what do we call it? The, that little hat tentacle thing. The body's going to be a bit difficult unless I pick up everything, do it 100% to the hips, and then work on influence. That's how I'm going to work. Yeah. Let's go to the neck. Hello, neck. You're going to be, oh, you need more. Yes, I forgot to add bones. So let's go back to bones. Now I need to add bones here. So should I put bones and rotate, or just points to move? Have influence. They're not. I'm going to put points. I'm going to put one there, one there. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I could have had one big bone in the middle and just move it left and right. Excuse me. So I'll put 2 little ones here. They might be used, might not. So let's go back to the neck and say you're going to be add bones to bind. That, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. And right click. Let's see what happens. That's going to be very interesting. This is going to be very interesting to work on. So we've done that. And now I have to turn on the, let's do the cloth first. So the cloth's going to need, I want it to flap, 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 in the wind. So it's going to, I have to attach more bones. So on the hip bone, I have to do some extra ones. Cloth. And I'm thinking, do I put bones or do I put points? Do I put 1 in the middle or 2 so I can have it bend? I'm going to have 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to 1, 2, and again the hip. 1, 2. I have no idea. I've never done this before, so this is all new to me. And we select the cloth and say now the cloth is also going to be assigned to the hip and those. So add bone, you, and right click. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I'm going to have the top parts 100% of the hip, so it stays steady, and then I'm going to slowly work my way down here, and I might make either 2 IKs and just move this, or make a little system as I did in a very early video with constraints and have specific things just for the cloth, how to make it move. So that's done. Let's go to the hair. As I said, this is a blind build. I've never done something like this before, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, we learn something. So it's definitely going to be assigned to the head, of course, and then extra parts for this. Do I put bones? Do I put 1 and 2? Or do I put, yeah, so it's going to be moving together. Does this go in and out? Definitely we want something here, but what about this side? Do I just put one there, or points and move them? Or just keep it simple? Keep it simple. I'm going to keep it simple. So let's add, let's just work as we had strands. So I'm going to go slightly and more. And then again, slightly and more. And that's my hair. And I'm going to say, hello hair, add bone to bind, head, this, 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 and this, and right click. Let's have a look. And this is my hair. Okay. And save. So we're going to stop this here, because I imagine as I speed this up, I'll try to make this video at least under half an hour. And then I'm going to make a second video where I'm going to go in and do the weighting and add in also IKs and stuff, and also fix the constraint system for the eyes also. And once that's done, I think we're possibly going to do a third video where we do animation. So thank you all very much for being here with me on this first part, just slowly setting it up. And I'll see you in the next one where I'm going to try and do all the weighting, balance all these little bits out, and have it ready for animation. Thank you. Take care, all of you, and be creative. Bye-bye.